Good evening, everyone. My name's Kevin Walker, and we are here at the SATV 2014 annual meeting with the membership. Thank you all. I'm amazed that you just picked that up and just, boom, just took the initiative to do that. Bless you all. Well, somewhere I think in 1837, a fellow was brought into the world by the name of Henry Martin Robert. And somehow he got his little control freak hooks into every parliamentary procedure and meeting that went on until he adjourned in 1923, but they kept it going anyway. So this is technically a meeting, and we must observe Mr. Roberts' rules of order to a certain extent. So towards that end, I would like to please introduce the chairman of the board of directors of SATV, Mr. Charles, you can call him Charlie, but not Ben, Walsh. So Charlie.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Salem Access Television annual meeting. It is my pleasure to officially open this meeting. You are now ready to do the duties that you are required to once a year. And I want to thank all of you for watching us, for being part of the group, and for running for office. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And without any further ado, I hope, here comes the intro credits. Live from 285. And here we are. We're ready to go now. We got a meeting because Mr. Roberts said so. He was embodied and channeled through Charlie. So we got our meeting. We got an agenda. And I think we're going tonight on an agenda of ease. And what we have is, we have our agenda. And we're going to start off, I'm going to introduce you to some folks. The board of directors, the trustees, then the staff, the employees. There's going to be an election, so we'll have nominees, and we're going to give awards to some producers, so we're going to have honorees, and then at the end of that, we're going to have the election results, so we'll have electees. Oh, and not only that, I forgot, which I was sure I would, we're going to hear from the treasurer on the state of our monies. So I think we've had enough of that.
What about the band?
I'm sorry?
What about the band?
Oh, we'll get to them. We're not pretending, we're pretending we don't know anything about the band just now. I can forget things on my own. So I want to start the introductions with the board of directors. And the board of directors are the governing body of SATV. They see to the general health things, doing with finances, repairs, rent, and all that wherewithal. So to start, we have the chairman of the board, as we saw in the intro, Charles Walsh. We have the treasurer, Catherine Tassinari. Kenneth Weaver. Francis Silva. Marianne Silva. Ronald Dorito. Now he's going to tell me later, my name's not Ronald, you know. And then, unfortunately, not with us tonight is David Allen George and Claire White Sullivan. And as as happens every year, this should be a good applause because this is ostensibly the last time this board will be seated in this manner for at least a year. Who did I forget? Oh, I'm sorry, the secretary. I was busy writing. And that would be me, Kevin Walker. Thank you. I should get no points for screwing that up. But I knew I'd forget somebody's name. It's just gonna, one of these days maybe I'll take notes or something. But they handle the general basis. It's a legal presence and the board does very serious work. But the lifeblood, the day-to-day folks that get things done, that take the brick and mortar of 285 Derby and bring it alive with the help of the membership, but the membership is largely helped by the staff of SATV. And they would be the program director, Patrick Kennedy, training and production coordinator, Stephen Spencer, also his production assistant, Alan McMillan, IT director, David Moisen. Now, thanks for reminding me. I wanted to, you may have noticed these people that are just lingering over in the corner. They were here when we came in today, and we thought, why not give them something to do? So I would like to introduce, on drums, Roger Brocklebank. On keys, Mark Ritalik. And on vocals, Colleen Brocklebank. I know, and now you're thinking, sibling spouse, sibling spouse. Is it a coincidence or a mystery? We'll figure it out later. I was going to channel Faye Dunaway, but no one would get the reference. Now we're going to turn our attention to this fellow over here.
Thank you.
And he is the executive director of SATV, Sal A. Russo. Crowd goes wild with applause. I'm going to get to sit down and stop talking as much. So how are we today?
We're doing just fine.
I already knew that because we've talked.
Right.
What is, in your name,
times.
what does the A stand for?
What do you think? Anthony.
Anthony, okay. Anthony. All right, next question. What's your confirmation name?
Anthony.
Oh, you just kept that?
I did not have a middle name when I was born.
Oh, so I see. So that your confirmation name
My
is,
family didn't believe in giving you a middle name.
Oh, wait
until
until
your
the bishop
confirmation.
slaps you in the head.
Right. Correct.
Oh, that's early. All right, so here we are. We're in the Access, Salem Access. What, for those of us, a lot of us know, some people don't. We hope there's new people watching at home or here in the studio audience. What is Access Television?
Well, Access Television was basically spawned from the Cable Commission Act in 1984. Not to bore people, but it was the act that actually formulated public access television, PEJ. It was designed so when cable companies wanted to go into cities and towns all over the country that there had to be some give back. And the give back was basically First Amendment rights, which ultimately became public access television. So turning that back to the state of Massachusetts, every cable provider that is that's negotiating in any city or town has to negotiate directly with the issuing authority in that city or town. And for us, it's the mayor. So right now, we're in a renegotiation situation with Comcast for our next 10 years.
Oh, so that's some pretty heady time. And when does that hammer fall?
The end of this current contract is July 14, 2014.
So that's going on as we speak. They're
As we speak right now.
fighting
yes.
it out in the back room.
Well,
for
we're
a fly.
talking about it, hopefully not fighting it out, but talking. Negotiating.
Well, I met the attorney, and I like our chances there.
Okay, good.
But so then, in that picture, what is SATV, and what does it mean to the city of Salem and its nested communities?
Well, SATV is all about community programming. and the members actually drive that programming. As staff, we are required to perform different event coverage, such as school committee, city council. Basically, it's for the transparency of the city government. Beyond that, we extended to other events that might be going on, like Haunted Happenings Parade. We've got the summertime events, Salem Jazz Festival. We got all kinds of things like that we cover as well. But in essence, the driving force is the membership. So what the membership wants to produce their programming on, that's pretty much what we're all about.
And so then, in essence, SATV in and of itself has no editorial voice.
None.
So it has,
None.
so the stuff that you cover for the city is essentially on the city's doing it.
Correct.
And this is just, SATV is just a means of recording those events.
Yes.
So what does one have to do to become a member?
Oh, it's easy. All you have to do is sign up and pay a small membership fee. We have 4 types of membership. We have an individual, organizational, and a business membership. And you can, in a family membership, you can just, pay your dues for a 1-year time frame. Come down and learn how to produce and just go to town.
And essentially just in the studio, just in here, not counting the keyboard and the drums, everything here is available for
Yes.
any member.
Everything is available to learn.
And as long as it's not somebody's private property in an office, every single piece of equipment
Correct.
is available and accessible.
There's
And-
lots of equipment that you can use, both studio as well as field production stuff.
And I say this every year, and this is where I feel like I kick into information. So you're telling me, no, but this is a freaking television station where you can come in. We've all grown up watching television, and how many times you've been sitting watching going, I could do that. Well, come on. We, here in the studio, I mean it with all the best of intent, and if you're watching at home, let's go. If you think you can do it, you probably can. And if you can't, there's probably several people that could use your help on their crew, which is the finest part of the community element
Yes.
here. I've had the great benefit of needing to do something, but I couldn't do it all myself. People come along, and whatever you're working on grows exponentially from other people's energy and visions. It's just a joy. And then, well, going forward, you talked about the contract. That's ready to go. And then moving along, we'll be having the elections
Yes.
for the membership board seats. And now I'll be going on in my own way. Charlie's going to give the rules and the fun parts of it. But what's your take? How important do you think it is for members to get involved in the board?
Oh, extremely important, because as we all know, that you need a voice, and the membership needs to have a voice. So this board and this organization has always had 3 people from the membership on a 9-person board, which is an excellent ratio, and it's very important for people to participate. So if you have something that you want to do, being on the board is a great thing.
Right, and it's where it can be a little bit pushy and saying, if as a member you've ever sat by and go like, well, why do they do that? Or why don't they do enough of that? Or why don't they stop that? And why can't we have this? And if all you're doing is just sitting back and having these things and talking to your windshield or whatever about it, it's almost like, well, you don't, come on, throw your hat, get your name on the slate. As Charlie will mention, and I'll pre-iterate, I guess, is that any active member can be nominated from the floor. So it's a great way to get somebody up that you think needs to be here. But as it was done to me, it's a great prank to pull on somebody too, because they're going to come up and give a 2-minute speech. So it's always nice to go, I got to do what?
No, it's not a great prank, but that's okay.
Well, having had it
You
happen,
hopefully want to be prepared.
having had it happen, and I walked from the booth out here, and no one knew me, and nobody clapped. And I thought, you're killing me. It's like some sort of death march. So anything else you want to throw in there? Anybody have any questions? We can't hear you, but we can hear you. Yes?
I was wondering, with the membership, is there an age limit on membership, or even children can be members?
If you're 18
Well,
years,
just in case we couldn't hear, they asked if Dr. Stem asked if there was an age limit.
the way it works for permission is that if you're younger than 18 years old, you have to have an adult or a parental guidance sign a form. If you're 18 or older, you can sign for yourself, and that's pretty much it.
How about if you're over 80?
We might have to get the state involved, I'm not sure.
There's a smorgasbord of answers to that, both real and will just get me so Charlie will never talk to me again. So if that's good, we're ready to move on. And everybody goes, all right, move on. And towards that end, I'm going to bring up the treasurer of SATV, Miss Catherine Tassinari. I'll refrain from the miss and stuff because that'll get me nuts.
Thank you. I get it. Thank you. I got it. Thank you. I got it all. I do. Okay. Nice to see you. This is actually my second meeting, my second annual meeting, my first full meeting that I actually was involved as treasurer, so these figures actually are partly mine. They're all Sal's and Linda's, but I get to read them and actually understand where they came from this year. And can we have the slides? We have 5 slides that are coming up. Isn't this fun? They're not the same slides as last year. They look like the same slides as last year, but they're not the same slides. So slide number 1, if they match mine, would be the fiscal year 2012 compared to the fiscal year 2013, and this is income. A little bit more income in 2013 than 2012. Any questions? This is your part. Good. Slide number 2. Okay, slide number 2 are expenses. This is what it takes to keep this place up and running. Obviously, in 2012, we had a little bit less expenses than in 2013, but everybody knows things went up this year. That's not an issue. Profit and loss, still on the good side of the black. Can we have slide number 3, please? Are there any questions about this slide? Any questions about it at all? Good. Slide number 3. Should be capital expenditures.
This is where you get the cricket noise.
Slide number 3. Thank you. I got the Jeopardy question the other night. I was so excited about it. I actually knew who it was. Oh, thank you. Okay. Doom, 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 doom. And it wasn't like the high school one either. It was like a real question. Capital expenditures. This is what we had at the end of 2012. This is what we started the year with. That's capital. That's not the day-to-day stuff. That's what you buy the big stuff with. Okay? Slide number 4 and 5. 4 and 5 together?
They're combined.
Slide number 4 and 5. Are you okay? Did you have any questions on the other slide? I'm sorry. That's capital expenditures. This is how they spent the capital money this year, slide 4 and 5. This is the hard copy. This is the stuff that was bought to keep the place going. Not the expenses, but the hard stuff that's bought, the microphones, that sort of thing. And we ended up at the end of the year. We started with 84,523 or 84,602 and finished up with 69,644 in capital money. Any questions about anything there? Thank you. I love this crowd. I'll be back again next year. Hopefully it's the same news. Thank you. Anybody have any questions about the treasurer's report? I'll be happy to talk to them afterwards.
Any way we can increase the interest? I noticed, what was it, $84,000 and we got $79 in interest. I think the banks,
I think that's a discussion for another day.
Yes, definitely.
Well,
That's
it
a
depends
show
on,
already.
let's go this, I don't know, what's going to happen in Russia? We may not have any interest left at all by the time that's done, so. Are there any other questions? I'll be happy to talk to anyone later. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And at this point is where we get to the core bit of business of the meeting, and that is the elections. So I'm going to ask you all, I will rise to greet him, the Honorable Charles Walsh, coming up to give us all the rules and regulations.
Wow. I want you to know that 3 weeks ago I was dead. My daughter called me from New Hampshire, and she said, "Dad." And I said, "Yes." She says, "You can't answer me. You're dead." I said, "What are you talking about?" She says, "Well, I just read the internet, and on Facebook it said Mr. Walsh, former principal, so forth, has passed away, and he died such and such a day." So I was concerned because I thought I was alive. So I checked with a couple of other people, and they told me, no, down at the administration building of the Council of Aging, that they had received the word that I had passed on, and some further information would be passed on to me. So I walked into the Council on Aging, and they looked at me as if I was dead. So I said, well, "What's going on?" She said, "Well, Charlie, all we know is you passed on and you're no longer here." I said, "Well, geez, I don't know what to tell my wife." So I called her, and she said, "Well, you better bring in next week's money or you're really in trouble." I said, "Listen, I'm dead. I'm not going to bother about it." But it happened. So it was in the Salem News that I had passed on, and they called me to find out how it happened. I said, "I really don't know, but somebody either hated me or wished I had passed on. But I'm still here." Anyway. Thank you. Thank you.
Anything for cheap applause.
Now, the voting privileges are as follows, very specific. In order to vote, you must be a valid member of Salem Access Television with a blue name tag. As a member, you must be present to vote at the annual meeting. Listed on the ballot is a slate of candidates to vote for. Please vote for no more than three. Please check the name of each candidate for whom you wish to vote. The 3 candidates elected will serve on the SAT Board of Directors for 1 year. To become a write-in candidate, you must be an active SATV member. Another active member must make your nomination, stating your name, and it must be seconded by another active member. Now I'm going to ask, are there any nominations from the floor? Seeing none, we will now hear from each candidate. Each candidate will talk for 4 hours.
You read off the order.
Is that right? They talk for 4 hours each?
Yes.
No, 2
yep.
minutes.
We want you're going to name the candidates as they come up. Yes.
Oh, okay. The candidates are. You got the names?
Oh yes, I do. Just so happens, we have the aforementioned Ronald Dorito.
Ronald Dorito, are you in the crowd? Please come forward. If you need help, I'll come down and help you out.
One at a time. That's a good idea.
Thanks, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Ron Dorito, and I've been on the board, I think this will be the 4th full year, and I'll be starting, if I'm reelected, I'll be the 5th year. I'm an educator. I teach photography and video at Montserrat College of Art in Beverly. I'm a Salem citizen. And like your support, basically I'm here because I believe in community. In a world that is completely globalized, and anybody can communicate with anybody, anywhere, anytime, it seems to me that we really need to start to reinforce the idea of community and who we are and where we are, and make that our message, because without that it seems like it's just too easy to get lost out there in this globalized world. So thanks for your support.
Next up, we'd like to hear from Marianne Silva. Marianne.
Hi. To introduce myself, I'm Marianne Silva. I've been on the board for I don't know how many years. I haven't counted them. Sal probably knows better than me. We were introduced to Salem Access Cable by Leo Joden, who had done a construction project at our house, and he was telling us all of the benefits of Salem Access TV, so we said, why not? And we've been here ever since. Leo probably knows how many years. We currently film the AARP meetings that are held in Salem in the hopes that a lot of elderly people who might be in nursing homes or whatever will be able to see something from the outside. The AARP has some good entertainment. We also assist Bill Legault with his show, and we do assorted community events. We just did the one for the Green Lawn Cemetery tour last fall, which was really, if you're new to Salem and don't know much about Salem, it's video on demand. It's a great show to watch. A lot of history of the cemetery, a lot of history of the shrubs and the other wildlife that's down there, and we do veterans events. This upcoming year promises to be an exciting year for Salem Access Television, and I would like to be part of it. So if you consider me for a vote, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, well, I'm going to let him off the hook with this Francis stuff. I'd like to call up, please, Frank Silva.
Did you get a pencil?
Well, you just heard from my boss. And I've been a member of SATV, Leo, I don't know, how many years? Over 10? And I've been on a board probably 5 or so. And I'd like to continue. It's going to be short and sweet. And I just hope you remember. Frank Silva. My wife's Mary Ann. Okay, thank you.
Okay, next, we would like to invite up to the podium Dr. Stem Malatini.
Thank you. I think I'm the only one that will follow instructions. 4 hours is not 4 minutes. So I'm going to speak for 4, 8, 12 times 16 hours, I think, because everybody else didn't take the time. Welcome. My name is Dr. Stem Malatini. It's actually pronounced Mahlatini. I've been in the United States for 28 years. I'm originally from Zimbabwe. And I've been a member of SATV for a year. I started last year. And the reason why I really am begging for your votes is because I'm representing tomorrow's board members, the youth, the teenagers. They have no idea that we have services like SATV. And I think them being exposed to the services for SATV is a must so that we can educate them. I'm also bringing in a fresh look to the board, that we can provide some programs that will reach out to the teenagers, the parents, and the teachers, because what I've noticed after working for 20 years now in private practice, I have a private practice right here in the Salem area. I'm a psychotherapist. And for 20 years, I've been working with teenagers and parents and noticed that there's a big gap between the parents, the teenagers, as well as the community. So we want to bridge that gap and bring everyone together. I'm really good at fundraising, as you can tell. I love to speak. That's why I'm doing the show. So I'll be one person that they say, okay, Dr. Stem, it's time for fundraising, and I will just route the whole city for them to come in and become membership. So I hope by me being here today that those that know me can see how beneficial it is to be at Salem Access TV, because there are lots of programs that you can learn. Summertime, we're going to have more students coming in and using the equipment here, and also learning from Steve, who's our training director here. So I hope that the services that I bring and also that fresh look will be what gets me voted in the board. Thank you for your support.
And then we have one more candidate. The board would like to call up Megan Kimmelman. Please, Megan.
Hello, as you just heard, my name is Megan Kimmelman, and I've been a member of Salem Access Television for 3 years, and I've been taking classes here via Salem State University for just as long, so I'm a junior now. Although I haven't been here as long as most of you, it's been long enough for me to see that I really want to make a contribution here, more so than just being a member. Some things I'll work for is to transform SATV into a more creative and productive working environment. I find it very important to better utilize the space as well as seek improvements to the interior design and ergonomics of the facility. Along with improving the studio, my hope is to speak on behalf of the students of Salem regarding educational resources provided by SATV as well as its staff. I will also hope to be the voice of Salem State students taking classes here, as I do, and specifically regarding the resources, transportation for class, and its staff. The studio has always been a place for the Salem community to create personal works of expression. I believe that's something worth celebrating and embracing. However, if certain aspects of the studio and education remain ignored, we jeopardize this wonderful gem that the Salem community shares, and we all know and love clearly because you're all here today. So I really hope I can gain your vote and vote for Megan Kimmelman. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, and hope it's a fair fight. May the best three win. Now, at this point, we're going to ask Leo and Diane to please go around and collect your votes. And while we do that, I thought I was going to be hidden somewhere else. Put this in here. So I'm going to now come over here, and hopefully now I've got the camera people scrambling and whoever's directing. This is the fun part. This is a new element to our show this year. I would like to introduce the Cool Times Trio to play us while the votes are counted and hopefully be major entertaining. And just once again, Roger Brocklebank, Colleen Brocklebank, Mark Ritalik.
I wish you bluebirds in the spring to give your heart a song to sing, then a kiss, but more than this, I wish you love. And in July, lemonade to cool you in some leafy glade. I wish you health, but more than wealth, I wish you love. My aching heart and I agree, you and I will never be. So with my best, my very best, I set you free. I wish you shelter from the storm, a cozy fire to keep you warm. But most of all, when snowflakes fall, I wish you love. You shelter from the storm, a cozy fire to keep you warm. But most of all, when snowflakes fall, I wish you love. But most of all, when snowflakes fall, I wish you love. Thanks very much. Thank you. applause for our dancers out there. Thank you.
All right, one more time. Fabulous job. I kind of had a sneaky feeling they'd do all right. We hear more from them. They'll put little bits in here and there. Well, now we reach the point where we get to recognize some folks who have done some cool things over the years, and we hope are encouraged to continue doing that. So we have 4 people up for awards, our honorees, as before mentioned. Our first honoree, and now that I just heard that I mispronounced your name, now I'm all stumbled, so correct me again, Dr. Mahaltini? She's intelligent, funny, and she has a smile which lights up her program here at SATV. That program is the Dr. STEM Show, and she uses it as a vehicle to promote positivity, creativity, and knowledge to the people of Salem. As producer and host, Dr. STEM talks to her various guests about what they can do to make a difference in people's lives. And she believes that everyone has the potential to achieve greatness, and Dr. STEM is here to let the city and the world know that. So it's my great honor. Please bring up to the stage Dr. STEM.
You can give her that.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
May I say a little speech?
Oh, of course, yes.
No.
That's my producer. The very minute that I left the stage, he goes, "You forgot the mic?" This is the team. Fungai Marange is our producer. And we have our assistant producer, Victoria Plummer. She's also the editor. And recently we were joined by an intern, Megan McMillan. I don't see her here, but she has also been helpful with the last 2-3 shows that we have done, so I want to make sure that I acknowledge her. Last year, I was invited to come to Salem Access TV for this same annual event by Juan and now I can't pronounce, in Kansas. I call him Mr. Juan. He's at Salem High School, and I do that for a reason because I cannot pronounce his name. He invited me to come over because he was receiving an award. And when I came and saw him receive the award, heard about the services that are at Salem Access TV, I remember nudging him and going, "I'm coming back next year and I'm getting the same award." So to Mr. Juan, I want to say thank you for paving the way and thank you for believing in me. To our producers who are right here with me, our genius Fungai Marange and Victoria Plummer, my heart, you know my heart. I cannot say thank you enough, because if it wasn't for them that come here every Friday, we try to be here every Friday and Saturday to record and edit, and they are here consistently every time, wholeheartedly, and they do such a wonderful job. But we couldn't do it without the staff here at SATV. Sal, thank you so much. Patrick, Steve, Alan, and the whole staff that is here at SATV, I want to say thank you so much for providing us with the forum, the education for us to do the Dr. STEM show. Before I forget, I want to make sure that the community knows what the Dr. STEM show is about. We are about teenagers, parents, and teachers, because those are the people that mold our teenagers into tomorrow's leaders. And we are doing that by inviting guests that have services that can be provided to teenagers. We are also inviting teenagers that have a talent, because what happens is when you're in the community, all you hear about teenagers is, oh, the teenagers these days, they're so bad and they're not making the right choices. So what we are here to do is, at the Dr. STEM show, is to pull out those talents and show you, the community, that yes, they do have talents, and yes, they can be someone, and yes, they can be successful, because most of the time they act like they're not listening, they don't know what they're doing. Here's one teenager that started with us here, an honor student, an A student, Victoria Plummer. So if you watch the next shows, I'm going to be interviewing her for the Dr. STEM show so that you can learn and know what she has gone through, what she has overcome as a teenager that is no different than any teenager that is out there. So for that, I want to thank the community as well for watching the show, the teenagers themselves who give us something to talk about every day because of your geniuses. Thank you for the award.
I'm also self-conscious. I have to keep buttoning and unbuttoning my jacket. Well, Esquire says you're supposed to button it when you're standing up and unbutton it. I think this looks worse than having it open, so I'm bucking trend here. For the first, I said bucking trend. And also on a personal note, I just want it to be known that I've stopped giving away money for Lent. Our next honoree is the faculty advisor from Salem High School for an internship program with SATV. His students from the video production classes at Salem High School produce and host a program which not only airs on SATV, but gets shown every Friday morning at Salem High School, the Salem High News. Mr. Cabot and his students produce his weekly program at SATV, which informs the city and their classmates about what is going on at Salem High School. That would be sports, special events, theater, students' opinions, and more. The show can't happen without the Student High crew, but I'm going to leave that to Doug Cabot to fill everybody in, because I didn't want to leave anybody out. So please welcome and honor Mr. Doug Cabot.
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for this award. This is just one small kind of token. I get a lot out of doing the news with these students, and let me introduce them right away. Over here is A.J. Marafa. He's a junior. That's Sean Reynolds in the middle. He's a senior. And Joseni Duran is our other senior. So these are three very able students. There's quite a few more that come on a regular basis every week. We come down on Wednesday afternoons after school. The students, very often without me at this point, because all of our school meetings are on Wednesday afternoons as well. Very often without me, in fact, more often than not at this point, they get things going. They get all the mics, and they get all the lights, and they get all of the different jobs around the studio sorted out. And they bring down with them some roll-in footage, usually 2 or 3 segments that have already been produced by an advanced digital film class at Salem High, which I teach. So for example, today there was a segment on the senior show, which happened this past week, a nice little edit that Joseni put together to show highlights from that. And what was the other segment today? I'm going to stand here. Yes, there's one of there's something we call "What Would They Be," which is a lot of fun. The students go around and ask all the students. They pick a teacher of some notoriety at the school, and notoriety in the good sense, and they say, well, what do you think Mr. Romano in this case would be if he weren't a teacher? And the answers are always pretty interesting. And then finally they conclude by asking Mr. Romano himself, what would you be if you weren't a teacher? And it's a really interesting way to get to know the teacher and to have a little fun. And so they pulled that off again. And that was an idea that came right out of the fertile minds of students. I didn't tell them to do this. They just made it up. So it's a lot of fun. My regular job is teaching digital film and animation at Salem High. We've only been doing this for a couple of years. Victoria Plummer, who's already gained lots of accolades here tonight, she was in that sort of founding group that year and a half, 2 years ago, started with the SHS News. And at this point, it's shot on Wednesday and broadcast to the entire school on Friday morning. And people really look forward to it. It's become a great success and has brought some little bit of a higher profile to our student producers because they all take turns hosting. So I want to thank you for the award, and I want to thank the students and the staff of SATV for making it all possible.
Thank you. And thanks to everybody here tonight, and give yourself a round of applause. We'll take a couple of minutes there. I see you really didn't take to the name thing, but we'll work on that for next year. Hey, yeah. Nobody said hi first. Our next producer likes to drink tea. She likes to drink tea, and she shares it with everyone and the people she encounters. So she likes to drink tea so much that she created a program which airs here on SATV about sharing tea with different people and talking to them about who they are and what they do. That show is 11:11 with Chaga Tea. And Roberta Chadas produces this show with her illustrious co-host, which I'll let her introduce and talk about. And so this dynamic duo has got great information from their various guests and share them with Salem. They share their knowledge, their good looks, and their tea. And Roberta has not just stopped there. She's started producing and hosting a new program called Dog Health News, which informs the public about our four-legged friends and even has them as their owners on her show as guests. So let's raise a cup of tea or whatever you got going on for Roberta and all their guests who shine a light upon SATV. I couldn't resist. So you wrote that in there.
Yes. So I guess I'll have to have an interview with me and my illustrious co-host, Fiona Barrett. Fiona has a little British accent, so I'll do the best I can. Welcome back to 11:11 with Chaga Tea. That's not a British accent, but at least you get that. And we have been doing this for over a year. We were drinking some tea, and we looked up at the clock, and it was 11:11. So we called our program 11:11 with Chaga Tea. And Chaga, C-H-A-G-A, is a mushroom. It's a medicinal mushroom, and it is grown on very high on a birch tree, the beautiful white birch trees. And it's very healthy for you. So we've had over a year of drinking healthy tea and sharing it with our guests. So it's been quite a year. And I just want to thank Sal and Steve and Patrick, I don't know where Patrick is. He's in the other room, and all of the people here at SATV, because without you, I'm telling you, we would not have been able to do this. You encouraged us. We had a show that we thought was fabulous, and you made it seem more fabulous, so we kept producing them. And we kept on meeting all of these people who came into our lives in the community here in Salem and beyond. And then we started interviewing them here, and then we started interviewing them in their homes. And then we just kept on going. So it was a really, really nice adventure, and I could not have done this without Fiona Barrett, my wonderful co-host, because it really does take a lot to produce a show and to make it innovative, and also to make it very cozy and very personal and down to earth, because that's what Salem is all about. It's all about the community. It's all about those people that maybe you don't know are doing these fantastic things right around your corner. And that's what we will continue to do. We're changing our format a little bit. We're reaching out to different types of people, but we hope to be able to bring more of these programs to you. Then, because I just want to finish up very quickly with Dog Health News, I wrote a book a while ago, and it was all about my golden retriever. But I thought, this isn't enough. I really want to think about what is it about people and dogs, and what can we do to help them. So I'm going to be presenting some shows about people and dogs and health and how that relates to life. So we'll do some things that are nice and interesting here in Salem and beyond. And if you know of people, I would love to know about some interesting dogs to interview. We had Christine Bays and her wonderful dog, what is he? He's the prince of Pickering Wharf. He was just a fabulous interviewee. So we would love to have more dogs and more people. So thank you very much, and thank you very much to Salem Access TV for this wonderful opportunity. May it continue to enhance Salem and also encourage other people to do the same thing, because it's just so easy to do it here. You make it easy. Thank you.
All right, so how are we doing? Everybody all right? Everybody got a sandwich before and everything all snuggled in? We can continue. I was trying to read everything perfectly, but I'm a little thrown because just a little while ago, my son and daughter told me they want to go off and dance ballet pieces together. And I'm like, what's a pas de deux? So anyway, all right, I'll stop for a while. Or you can share that punchline with whoever needs it.
Why don't you get your dog on?
I'll consider that.
Has he been on?
Not yet, no. And it's a she. It's Izzy, and she's just in case you didn't get the memo, she is the cutest dog on the planet. So just to spell, in case there's people that didn't get that. We'll argue about that later. It's an ongoing ugly fight between Kathy Tassinari and I, since we have the only two attractive dogs on the planet. All right, our next honoree is the sole producer of a vast array of programs which airs here, also on SATV, that deal with social, local, and world issues under the name One World Community. One World Community Productions. I should memorize these one of these days. Tom's various programs include In Search of Our Truths, Expanding Our Horizons, North Shore Green, Veterans Speak Out, the Explorers Lifelong Learning Institute Speaker Series, and his most prolific series, Changing Our World. Through these programs, Tom has his ear to the community and his eyes to the world. One world, one community, one man's vision. Please welcome up Thomas Gale. Thank you.
Where's my script, Sal? Oh. Thank you so much for the Salem Access TV Academy Award. It all started when I was a kid, 9 years old, when I saw my first television program. And I just loved the way they told stories, and I've been a TV addict ever since. But it wasn't until, I guess, around 1984 or 5 when I got trained over at Hamilton with Continental Cable, but nothing ever came out of it. And about 10 years later, I got a training here at Salem Access, and nothing came out of that either. And then about 7 years ago, living in Marblehead, I joined a couple of friends and took a training there. And right after that, I talked to a good friend of mine, Linda Weltner, and we came up with an idea called Changing Our World. Well, MHTV put us in a little slot there, and so it had to be half an hour. And that was fine for a while. But there were other things going on that we wanted to produce, and it was the same Changing Our World, only thing was longer than that. So we had to come up with a name like Expanding Our Horizons, In Search of Our Truths. And so they could be, an hour and a half, and we did that. Linda has been a real gift to me. I wish she was here to share this with me. But she's still a member over there at Marblehead, and I've been here for just over a year. And I really want to thank Sal and Patrick and especially Steve. I came to find out that Steve went to high school with my son. So he's like a son to me. And I really appreciate all that he's done. I thought I cut my teeth over at Marblehead TV on these programs, but coming here, Steve's in there helping me all the time with all these new devices. You know, we now have a blue screen, so I have to come up with a photograph every month to put behind it. But it really enhances what, you know, I'm trying to do. And changing our world, my vision is that someday we're going to be a world for the better. That it's going to be about peace and respect and justice. And that's the idea that we have behind it. I kept meeting these interesting people who, you know, nobody knew about, that are out in the world, going to Africa and Asia, South America, Central America, and I thought their stories needed to be told. Linda would take these guests and spend a half an hour with them, and then we would go and tape the show in a half an hour, and it was like magic. She could pull that story right out of these people, and it wasn't until I got here when Steve showed me how to upload to YouTube, and I'd always wondered, you know, who watches these shows anyway? You know, what kind of feedback? Only if you make a mistake, it seems, but I know Linda would run into people all the time and they'd say, I saw you on TV the other day, you were terrific. But now on YouTube, I've got 20 shows up there, and I just checked tonight, and one of them's got 650 hits. Nothing like the celebrities who get... But it's nothing like the celebrities that overnight they get 1 million hits. What's with that? And of course, then there's a show that's been up there 2 months that's got 6 hits. So, you know, hopefully, I'm going to take a lesson from Dr. Stem and her advertising. Just saw that poster coming in. Wow. I need your PR person after the show, please. Well, I want to thank you all, the team here at the SATV, for recognizing what I'm doing, and hopefully I'll get another few people on YouTube tonight. Thank you very much.
I got a camera? I can go back over to the podium. I'm going to confuse everybody. I'm running amok. Come on.
Follow me.
Well, we've reached the point in the proceedings that we've all been waiting for. We've dragged the suspense out. We were going to do one electee spread out over, but then that's cruel and unusual. So I'd like to invite up to the podium one more time Charles Walsh to give us the election results, and which he's going to get first. And here's Charlie.
It took a while to get the ballot because they locked the box and they lost the key. But anyway, we have our carpenter here who can do anything, and he was able to open the packs. And let's see. Wow. Okay. The first candidate, Ron Dorito. The second candidate, Mary Ann Silva. The third candidate, Dr. Stem Mahalatini. Did I get it right? And now the sixth candidate is the two twins right here. I expect them to be in my office tomorrow. You are twins, right? Now, are they your twins? Are they both well behaved? Because, yes, stand up. Turn around. Now, I used to be a school principal. So I'm going to ask you a question. What is the most important word in the English language? Very good. Love. Now you may sit down. And I was glad to see that Dr. Stem reflects that. This man reflects it. Lovely woman here reflects it. This man reflects it, and his wonderful wife, by the way. Would you stand up, young lady? That's Sal's wife. She's a wonderful woman. She does all kinds of things for us here. She's kind of a hidden person in the background, and I try to make this man relax, take it easy, come dance with me and so forth, but he's strictly a man of, I got to get the work done, I got to get it done. But I want you to know that we're working very hard. We are negotiating a contract, a 10-year contract. We're trying to get the highest amount of money we possibly can. We want to make this place go from where we are now, which is, okay, but we want to have the best of the best of the best for equipment for these people because they work so hard at doing it. I think a lot of people don't realize the number of hours it takes to produce one program because you have to edit it. And at my age, I can barely find my way in there. But aside from that fact, these people really, if you've edited, it is easier to some degree, but it's getting easier, they tell me, as time goes along because of different improvements. But if you noticed, how many people watch Channel 3, 15, or 22? Very good. Okay, we won't shoot you then. Yes, right. But I enjoy being on there. Frank does all of the videotaping for his wife, AARP, and it's because I like to see what I said. Did I say anything wrong? If I did, it's too late. It doesn't been cut out of the tape. But Mary Ann is very good at cutting the tape if she has to. But anyway, I want you to know that we appreciate the people that run for the board. I enjoy working with them all, especially this little man over here, who Ken, who's always been a very good person on the board, as he. And we really work hard together, and we try to do the best we can and provide you with the best resources. If you have a problem, don't be afraid to call. Call Sal. All right? Thank you again for everybody coming. Yes. Would you like to say something?
Well, yeah, if you could just stay there for a moment.
Yes.
But I interrupted.
No, that's fine. You can interrupt me anytime
I
you
don't want to
honey.
interrupt the principal of Salem of all times. This is the happiest guy I know, I think, Mr. Charles Walsh. And come on, would it kill you to clap?
The only reason I'm happy all the time is because I'm 83 now, and I may not be around. As I said, they told me I was dead before. But I'm going to hang on to that forever. But the thing is, to be happy, to stay happy, and you make another person happy. If you have a person that hates you, what's the best way to handle a person that hates you? Kill him with kindness. I can't stand it when you kill him with kindness. God did that. He killed them with kindness. And they can't answer that. So the next time a person says, you're a son of a bitch, you say to them, well,
you know Mom?
That may be true. But I think you're a better person than that. And then they go off, they don't know what the hell to say. So that's my father always believed kindness is the word. And as I look out in this audience, I love you all. Thank you.
All right, well, Charlie, stay right there. You got to make us legal again.
Oh, I have to make it legal.
So last year I played a really dirty joke. I got to this point and I went, well, folks, we've reached the halfway point. And talk about seeing people begin to lose their will to live. Not doing that, we've reached our conclusion of the show. I want to thank you all here in the studio audience. You're just great. All the producers that were honored, you truly deserve it. You had it coming. And one more, let me just try to grapple for one more good round of applause. I'm saving it up. We want to thank anybody watching at home. Hundreds of thousands of people, we hope, tuned in. And you can see it later on the internet. You can go to SATV On Demand, go to our video on demand server. This will be up, I guess, tomorrow. Yep. And you can then also see it on YouTube. And for the band, Roger Brocklebank, Mark Ritalik, Colleen Brocklebank, on a personal level, I can't thank them enough for coming and doing. I knew they were going to kill, they went above what my expectations were. So again, I owe you guys. So I want to thank them. And we're just about out. And I just wanted to leave this little maxim that I heard years ago, which is, may all your words be tender and sweet, for you may one day have to eat them. And I also like to throw in to remember to thank the people that you're thankful for. And again, the band and all you folks. And at this point, I'll turn it over to Mr. Walsh to make us legal to get us out of here.
The meeting is now over. You are dismissed. Without prejudice.